Welcome back to Too Many Projects Garage. Today, unfortunately, something bad happened to my car. Yeah. As you can see, guys, my car got wrecked. I already kind of pulled out the hood. It was actually pushed more in there, the hood was. Yeah, so basically what happened was I was driving on the highway around maybe 50, 60 miles per hour, driving along just like normal. And I see a truck over on the right-hand side, as I'm driving straight. And thinking nothing of it, it's fine. They're waiting to pull across the highway to go the opposite direction, because you have to pull across the lanes of traffic. Well, they started moving, and I was like, holy crap, they're not stopping. What do I do? And as you can imagine, I was like, and I hit them right where their front wheel is, and it's actually an F-150, and you can kind of see where the edge of their rim was here, right here, and you can actually see where the hubcap or the cover for the lug nuts and everything is, and the logo. You can actually see the Ford outline of the logo right here. So unfortunately, this car is totaled. The whole engine's pushed back. You can see how far back this is pushed. All of this is all destroyed. Leaked out all the coolant, everything. Engine's still good. It still runs and drives. Suspension's still good. Actually, the wheels didn't get impacted at all, which is nice. I do like that. So we're gonna reuse these wheels. But basically the goal right now for this channel is I'm going to part out this car to see how much I get. Let me know if you're interested in seeing exactly how much I end up getting. I'll add it up once I part out most of the car, and you can see some progress as the videos goes on how much I get for it. So that leaves me with the Del Sol, which I don't actually have running and driving yet, which don't you worry, it's coming. And currently my only running and driving car is my my EF. So it needs a little bit of TLC. So be prepared here in a minute to see me working on that. So fun times, but we're gonna make it work. And just to give you a little bit more tour of the car now that it's been wrecked, you can see here the airbags did go off, which I'm actually very grateful for, even though the airbag did bust the window. Not like that window was perfect anyways, but it did stop me from smashing my face into the steering wheel, which I very much appreciate. I very much appreciate that. But most of the interior is in pretty good shape, as you saw in the videos that we've done on this car. So hopefully soon we'll get some good money off of that. I'm gonna use that radio in the Del Sol once we get that going. So good stuff. And in the next clip, you'll see me down in McAllister with Colin, and we're gonna be working on the AC and maybe some of the suspension pieces and CV joints and all that jazz down there, and maybe doing some other really cool stuff while we're down there, so stay tuned. I made it. We're here, and we're gonna get the Scout out. We've done a lot to it. Well, Colin mainly has, and I've helped a little bit. We've got a lot done on it, and I'll get it more on video here in a second, but we're cleaning everything out because it's kind of a mess in here to get it out, and then I'll get it on video in the daylight. All right, this is the first time this has moved itself in a minute, and Colin's got to figure out how to work the transmission because it's set for so long. I'm sure it won't take him very long. There we go. Nice. Door shut. There we go. She's alive. I think she's in reverse. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Quieted down pretty good. Look at that. Very cool.
Brakes are good.
Nice. Yeah, we worked hard on those brakes.
See if it goes forward.
All right. Yep, sure does. All right. Beautiful.
Stop. First. Cool.
It does all the things. Well, at least does it in first and reverse. We'll have to check out second gear later.
Want to get in?
All right, here we go.
Oh, choke. There we go.
There you get the choke off, yep. There we go. Oh, well.
It might want a little choke still.
Maybe. And we're moving. We're in. Bouncy, which is normal.
It has no shocks, just springs.
Yeah, just springs. It's gonna be bouncy right now. But that's fine. Shocks are cheap for these. They're just normal, boring shocks. It's working. I wonder if second gear works.
I'm gonna try it down the road.
Yeah, let's do it. Ah, nice. Pretty sick. Hey, we're
grinding.
nice. Good job.
Put it on straight.
Oh, now it's
I don't think
grinding.
it wants first unless you're like,
Yeah, you got a double clutch if anything.
Alright, let's go around the block the whole way.
Nice. We took it for a ride around the block. The first second gear trip we've ever done. Ooh, even third gear, and it works good. Okay, perfect. Colin's painted the bumpers, as you can see from last time. And then the wheels. The wheels look really super nice as well. And we 3D printed new turn signal lenses. And they kind of fit the vintage aesthetic of this vehicle because they're not perfectly clear. So basically we took the old lens out of here that was all faded and horrible looking, and we 3D scanned it with my 3D scanner, and then we 3D printed that. So it looks really nice. It's good on this side too. Pretty clean looking. Interior hasn't really changed all that much, though. That sticker looks like brand new down there.
It is brand new.
Oh, you put that there. Okay, cool.
It's a reproduction.
Oh, nice. I love the patina look on this vehicle. It's really sweet looking.
I'm gonna have a tire shop flip this tire around on the wheel so
You get the white walls. Yeah, that'll be pretty legit. And we've got the new tail lenses as well. I bought those for Colin. And Colin's actually going to, here in a little bit, paint these letters in. So we'll show you that once that's done, because I think that'll look way nicer. It's a little dusty. It's been sitting around for a while. But yeah, it looks so good. So much better. And it's cool to see it running and driving down the road. We still need to fully reattach the roof. The bolts aren't very well tightened, but that shouldn't be too big a deal. I think when we were driving, it was bouncing a little bit, but a little rattly, but it's fine. It wasn't going to go flying off or anything. So pop that hood. We'll check out what it looks like under the hood, what we all did.
Gotta remember how. There's a trick. Which way does it?
There you go. You got it. We actually did a lot of work in here, or at least Colin did. He did most of it, if not all of it. I helped him with the brakes, which that was an ordeal in and of itself. But we replaced the power steering lines. We had them custom created for us, so that would fit. He rebuilt the entire power steering pump. It doesn't leak anymore, which it leaked really bad before.
Pump still needs some work.
Pump leaks a little bit, but it doesn't leak that bad. He redid all the a bunch of the gaskets on here, which is super nice. He redid the entire carburetor, and man, I love the look of these Holley carbs with the clear bowl. Pretty sweet. Though it's a pain in the butt to seal it, that's for sure. So be aware of that if you ever come across one of those. There's just a couple more things we got to do. We got to make a air cleaner, and then we got to strap this down, make a strap for that. We actually did replace both the master cylinders for the slave, or not the slave, but the and we replaced the slave cylinder for the clutch and the brakes. Yeah, you know what I mean. So pretty much well gone through. So, and it runs really good now.
New gaskets on the intake and
yep.
Well, whatever the valley pan is on a slant for.
Yeah. This engine is so cool. I like how it's just basically like half a V8. Like they cut one side of the cylinders off and made it work. It's kind of neat. It's looking pretty slick. Colin got the paint all done on the Scout logo. Looks perfect. Especially from afar, it looks really good. Definitely pops. We're about to go take this thing for a car wash. See what it looks like after it's clean, but it's about to rain, so we're kind of in a hurry. We made it on its first maiden voyage to the car wash. We'll get an after video here in a second of what it looks like. A little bit cleaner. It really doesn't look too bad right now, but it's just really dusty. So stay tuned. Looking pretty slick, all cleaned and somewhat shiny because of the water. The hood looks really sweet. It's all kind of red from a little bit of rust or primer maybe. Pretty sick. Looking so nice. Love the patina on it. Very cool. That International Scout just pops. Looks so good. We cleaned out the bed. It's nice. Very solid truck. All right, we got her all parked back in the shop. Looking pretty good. Jared, say hi.
I'm pretty pleased with it. Hello.
All right, guys, a few hours later, we're actually working on the AC for the EF. I'm tired of not having AC in here. I've done some work to this actually prior to today. I put a parallel flow condenser in here that's compatible with R134A, and then also put a newer compressor out of like a later 90s Honda Civic, because it's a D series. All the brackets work and everything. So we got that, and then we actually adapted the weather pack connector to the original bullet connector for this AC. Now, one issue with this AC is that it was open to the atmosphere for a long time. So basically we've got it unhooked. As you can see right there, that's unhooked right there, and then this is unhooked right there. And we're going to use this solvent canister thing, and we're going to put this AC air conditioning fast flush thing in here, fill it up, and we're going to basically blast it out, clean it all out, and fingers crossed that it'll be fine. I'm sure it will be. So, but yeah, that's what we're working on right now. Once that's done, we'll hook all the lines back up, vacuum out the system with the vacuum, and then we'll charge the system, and you'll see all that here in a little bit. All right, we got it all set up, basically ready to go. As you can see, the air goes in here, into this valve. You turn the valve, it blows over this, pulls the fluid in, down in here, straight out this little cone thing. So we're gonna stick this right here and then let loose. So very exciting. Yes, and this side should come blasting out. I will need the light, pretty please. Oh, that sounds cool.
Charging.
All right, here we go. I hear noises. I hear things happening. Oh! He got really pressurized there.
Yes, it did.
He got blasted.
Oh, I'm so oily.
So maybe we need to do it the other way around.
It smells like pool chemicals.
Oh, lovely. All right, that was a little bit more intense than it. Oh, here we go. Oh! Yeah, I think it needed to be cleaned. Quite gross
That's oil.
looking.
That's just the oil.
Oh.
But who knows what
Who knows what's all in there? Yeah, could be quite dirty.
I feel like I need safety glasses.
Well, you can go get some. We can pause.
It's true, we can.
It has a valve, which is nice. Well, we're gonna go ahead and do this for a little longer and get it fully clear and clean, and then we'll put it all back together. All right, guys. We made a big ass mess, as you can see, and got all that cleaning stuff everywhere. And I spent many a long minute holding this thing on there and blowing it out, and there's still some stuff in there, but I think we're to the point where I'm calling it and we're just gonna vacuum it out now and see if we can get it working. Good stuff. All right, guys, it's the next morning, and we are cleaning up the shop. We're gonna pull the Civic in here, and we're gonna vacuum it out. And then Colin's gonna make an air cleaner for the Scout as well. And then Mr. Jared over here, he's going to paint some of his trim on his Astro van over there. And I actually do need to do on my car as well, so all that is coming. We're vacuuming down the system. It was a little bit of a struggle. There were some that weren't very tight, and we had to basically tighten them up. We actually used pressure blowing through the low side to pressurize the system to see where it was leaking. We did find out it was leaking kind of in the front down there by the condenser, so we tightened that down. And I had a little bit of an issue getting the Schrader valve out, and we broke the Schrader valve in like 2 pieces, so we had to totally unhook the line and blast out like what was left in there out. So, you know, hopefully that doesn't give us any trouble in the future, but it is vacuuming down, as you can see. So we're gonna leave this here for about an hour or so, and I guess we'll fill the system up and we'll see what happens. While we're working on the AC, letting it do its thing, Colin's converting an old oil bath filter for the Scout, and he's gonna adapt this basically into here. Well, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna look pretty sweet. We'll show you an after here in a little bit. He's got the little base thing in there that he adapted, and you're gonna be able to put the filter right here. He's gonna RTV around there so that way it seals, and it's gonna look sick once it's done. I'm excited. Check it out. You can put that on there, and that's gonna be on there just to keep it sealed.
The
And then you're
other
gonna
half of the
yeah.
oil bath will cover this up. You'll never know that it's shiny underneath.
Yep, very cool, and it'll be easily replaceable, which is awesome. All right, we've got it test fitting right now before he RTVs it, just to make sure everything looks good. He concaved this in so that way it would fit more flush, and it fits like perfectly. Look at that. And where's the little wing nut?
Wing nut.
Yeah, we got to get a wing nut. I don't think we have one, yeah. But yeah, that's gonna work really good, and it kind of keeps it looking OG, you know, which is pretty slick looking.
Service it easily.
And you can replace the filter, and you don't have to worry about oil bath filters, which those don't even work very good anyways. So this is definitely going to be much better. And you don't have to worry about dust getting in your engine, which is also a very good thing. Slick. All right, RTV time. All right, guys, another little project on the Scout. The power steering pump reservoir was leaking pretty bad, so he replaced the O-rings and did a little bit RTV just for added safe measure. And then we're actually putting on a new, to us, basically, it's not new, but it looks new, gasket on there, so that way it doesn't leak. And he's gonna tighten it down, and we're gonna put some power steering fluid in there and see what it looks like. I think it'll look really nice. Oh, you're gonna put some around there?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm splashing up.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because we're not taking this lid off, because obviously it has a little hole to pour it in, so once this goes on, it's staying on. Ooh, satisfying.
Really?
Well, it looks like we have a gasket failure of some sort. It doesn't seem to be sealing very well, as you can tell by the dripping. Yeah, unfortunate. So we're gonna do something else. All right, guys, we're putting coolant in the system. We got it all hooked up. You can see in the little sight glass there that we're pulling refrigerant in. Just about out. Oh, there you go. Look at that. It's kind of cool seeing it go in there. Liquefied refrigerant. Very nice. And then here in a second, we'll start the car and see if we can actually get things to happen. Fingers crossed. Hey guys, it's feeling cooler already, and we heard the AC compressor kick on, so very exciting. It definitely feels colder than ambient. Yeah. Loving it. Loving it. Well, we put way too much in it, or the O-ring fell, or something happened, and it basically blew out all the refrigerant. So round 2, I guess. All right, round 2. Let's see if it leaks. It was leaking earlier, so we put like some RTV on there just a little bit to keep it from leaking, and I think it's working. Yes.
That would have been enough to overflow before.
Do you want to fill it up even more, or like?
There's no dipstick on here somewhere.
Well, probably fill it up even more because it's probably I don't know.
It's just super clear. It's pretty. Here's my finger.
Ooh. Okay. Well,
I'm touching it.
sure. We can check it after you run it after a little bit or something. Like run the engine and then turn it left and right and stuff. Yeah.
I'll top it off just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Why not? I ain't gonna hurt anything. I don't think.
What's it gonna do? Leak?
Yeah. Exactly. It's pretty good. Ooh, shiny clean. It won't be clean for long though, because I'm sure what's in the lines isn't. But very cool. We need a wing nut, so I'll have to grab one of those while we're in town here in a little bit. And then we got to look for another hose for my AC. It turns out the hose that went in front of the exhaust was touching the exhaust and it blew out. So sad face. I'll get that on video once we get it out of there later. Yay. We took the Miata out for a drive. It's very dusty. It's been sitting for a while, so we're gonna clean it, make it shiny again. She's all cleaned up, as clean as she can get. As ugly as she is, she still runs great. All right, guys, we just replaced the CV joint right there, fresh new boot, because the other one, there's not much left of it there, as you can see. So I'm pretty happy with that. Got it all put back together, even with the little dust boot thing. So that goes over this nut. These will be replaced at some point, but right now there is not a lot of play currently, so I'm gonna leave them alone until they need to be replaced. All right, guys, after many hours of toil, I've got the new CV joints in and everything. Looks good. And got this AC line that I destroyed. It's quite burnt there. That's where it exploded. So we're gonna go to a specialized place that will be able to hopefully repair this same day, so that we don't have to order one online. So, and we're going to be a little bit more careful and make sure that's not touching the exhaust manifold. All right, guys, I got my destroyed hose and we're at this hose shop and we're going to see if we can get another one made. Fingers crossed. The next clip you'll see is a brand new repaired hose. All right, guys, I got the new hose made. It's a little bit longer, that way it'll go down a little bit further underneath the exhaust so it won't touch, and we can possibly get some line around it or something, or a zip tie to keep it away from the exhaust. And they had to do a little bit of brazing here and here because they had to put these two new crimped things on there so that we could put the new hose on. It wasn't super cheap. It was like $111. Could be cheaper to buy a new hose, but this is a little bit longer, so can't do that if you just buy the hose online. So great success. So hopefully in a few hours we'll get to putting it back on there and having AC again. All right, guys, we managed to get it all back together and we're vacuuming it down again. Fingers crossed it actually holds vacuum. We're not sure yet. We gotta let it sit for a while and then of course let it off and see. You know, it's always one of those things when you're putting together an AC system, you gotta make sure there's no leaks. And of course there's storms, and we were ranked for tornadoes. I'll put some footage in here right now of what we just went through earlier. Oh my gosh, pretty intense wind right there, look at that. So we're kind of delayed right now in terms of getting this done. It's kind of dark outside now. But if all goes well, we'll have this whole thing vacuumed down and we can go back to where we were earlier. We've got the hose routed in a different way so that's not near the exhaust, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it done. We're making progress. AC does seem to work. Like, I have it off right now and it feels like cool air. I mean, it's cool outside, but when I kick it on, I'm definitely feeling colder air for sure. Like, it is. As soon as the clutch kicks on, it gets cooler for sure. So it's definitely working, which I'm very excited about because the warm season is coming. The warm season is coming. So, and it doesn't seem to be exploding, which makes me very happy. All right, guys, it's been a couple days since we last recorded the videos, and I've done the valve cover gasket on this, so it is not leaking anymore. And man, it is running great. AC is working perfectly. And I'm very, very happy. Oh, and next door neighbor's dog is coming to say hi. Hello, little doggy. Hello, little dog. But yeah, that's a wrap for this one. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Too Many Projects Garage.